So again, this particular list that we have here, shout outs to Spider Space, the homie. Spider Space is very smart and very good. Very good. But what we're doing here is we have like um kind of your typical Asmo stuff. So there's Asmo cookbooks. We have finales to find Asmo, Daredevils, and then from there, you incorporate the Goryos package. So 4 Goryos, 4 Griselbrand, and 3 Emrakul. Normally, you see more Emrakuls than Griselbrands because it's more powerful with Goryos. But in this particular instance, because we're playing Soul Cauldron, we want to focus more on Griselbrand. And then we have Cookbook as a discard outlet to be able to bin the Griselbrand. So we can just go like, even if you just have like Cookbook, Griselbrand, Cauldron, and no Goryos, you can go discard the Griselbrand at Cookbook, play the Cauldron, exile the Griselbrand, put a counter on a random creature. It could be a Bowmaster, could be an Asmo, and then now you just have the ability to pay 7 life to draw 7 cards. And then Cauldron also incredibly powerful with Asmo because a lot of times, like when you're playing against decks that when you're playing against decks where Asmo is good, like Murktide and, Scam decks that have creatures, they have to kill this card because they can't really win through other means besides attacking with creatures, and Asmo just dominates the battlefield. So the really cool thing is, like, if they kill your Asmo, you can just exile it with Cauldron, and then the next creature you draw, you can just, like, put a counter on it, put a counter on any creature, like a Bowmaster or something. And then all of a sudden you now have, if you have some extra food lying around, you now have a creature that has the Asmo ability on it. And then also, on top of all that, the sick part about Bowmaster is the amass token has a +1/+1 counter, right? So let's say, for example, you Soul Cauldron a Asmo or a Griselbrand previously, and you have no other cards in your graveyard, no other creatures. You draw a Bowmaster. Now you have a creature with a counter on it, which meets the Soul Cauldron's requirement, and now you immediately have a creature that can Asmo or a creature that can pay 7 to draw 7. So, yeah, and that's why Bowmaster is so sick in this deck. So I think it just all kind of works together in a neat little package. We have a very small, very minuscule Saga package because you don't want to go super deep on it, and then Street Wraith to enable turn 1 Asmo. But yeah, I mean, this deck looks sick, and I'm pretty excited for this one. I think it's gonna go good. I hope it does. Looks like it's gonna struggle to stick creatures to use Cauldron properly. Well, not really, because like any creature, even just like a Saga token. If you have a Griselbrand in the graveyard, you make a Saga token, you tap the Cauldron, exile the Griselbrand, put a counter on the Saga token, there you go, you now have a Griselbrand. So, I don't know, I think it's good. At least it looks really interesting. We got a Finale, we got some Sagas, I'm gonna keep this. This is like the really awkward part about playing Saga in your Finale deck, is this exact situation. I guess I could just play Bowmaster on 2 and not expose the... Yeah, let's do that. I think this is just a Bowmaster on turn 2 type of game. Yeah, we have an update to the fairy... The Sleep Cursed Fairy deck later. Living End. Well... I feel like this matchup is not ideal. Although, we do have Griselbrand, so if we find Griselbrand, we can just go Cookbook, discard Griselbrand. Yeah, I added some Spellstutter sprites to that deck. I'll try it out. Yeah, we decided to cut the Riptide Laboratory. I actually want to cast my spells. Okay, we found a 1-drop, which means we can go... I mean, I think we just have to hope that they don't have the turn 3 Living End. But 1-drop allows us to do this, because we have the drum. And hope they don't have a Cascade spell. They may also just force this. Benito and been cooking with Living End. What define cooking with Living End? How exactly do you cook with that deck? Isn't it just the same shit? Explain Troll. Troll of the black Swamp Cycler. I didn't know that. That's kind of cool. I vibe with it. Yeah, I gotcha. And then you can actually hardcast Grief. Alright, we're dead. You win. I quit. You win. I guess in theory I could have drawn exactly Goryo's Emrakul. Alright, would have bricked. Okay, Living End, huh? Let's bring in these. Contrary to popular belief, I think Thoughtseize is not very good against... I don't know how hot of a take this is, but I think Thoughtseize is not very good against Living End. I feel like that's a pretty lukewarm take. I think people know by now that Thoughtseize is not very good against them. 5 cuts, so I don't need the Haywire Mite. I don't think I need the Shadowspear. Probably trim a Finale. Trim a... No, actually, I kind of like Street Wraith. I guess I could just cut more Finales. Cut one Daredevil, maybe. Let's try that. 4 Leyline of Sanctity, which is real nice and modern. Yeah, that's fair. Leyline is really good because it dodges their endurances. And that's kind of the one of the more commonly played sideboard cards for people against Living End. So it does make a lot of sense. This song is nice, Bagufta. I like it. You said this is your friend's band? I vibe with it. Oh, isn't the All Access Pass, doesn't that expire today? I think we only have 1 hour with it. But I'm under the impression that if you are in a league with those cards, it will let you finish the league. Well, we'll probably have to hit up Mana Traders later today for the next league. That's fine. We got Mana Traders. Big shout out to Mana Traders, by the way. If you want to check them out, ! Mana Traders in the chat. So you yourself, when you run out of this All Access Pass, you yourself can rent some Magic Online cards. This hand does not seem very good. Why are we not playing Battle of Wits? I think you can probably answer that question yourself. Alright, do we play around Grief and play the Chalice? I think so. It's always weird because, like, if you play around Grief and they just have Foundation Breaker, then you kind of get screwed. But if you don't play it, then you get Grief. That's also bad. So you're like, you kind of just have to flip coins. There's really, you're just flipping coins in your opening hand. There's no way to tell. Yeah, I mean, like, but like maybe they have Grief anyways, and it didn't matter if I held it. There's no way of knowing, you know. Just like, that's why I hate playing against Living End. It's like, especially in these post-board games, you just don't, like, there's no way to know which one they have, and you can't play around everything. And it sucks. I hate it. God, I hate Living End. I mean, I guess people probably feel the same way when I play Rhinos against them, right? It's a similar experience. Chat, what do you hate playing against more, Living End or Rhinos? I feel like Rhinos is way more interactive. Like, at least I feel like my decisions matter against Rhinos. I don't think my decisions matter whatsoever against Living End, and that's what I despise about it. Like, all of these cards that I'm playing, it just feels like nothing matters. Didn't want to say it because I know you'd like it, yeah. I mean, I don't know, I've been playing less Rhinos recently and more Coffers. Not that I'm, like, I'm not totally off Rhinos. So your decisions matter when they face roll you with multiple Cascade cards turn 3 through 5. What, you mean in the case of Rhinos? I should Cauldron before they have the 3rd mana. Oh, cool. Well, in that case, I guess I'll just exile the card that messes with the top of my library. Wish I had a creature in my hand. I could make a food, but there's not really a lot of reason to make a food. Just do it next turn. Yeah, the Coffers deck is crazy. Yeah, I just don't want to play anymore. Alright, you win. Cool. Cool deck. Cool. God, I love Cascade. You can't even say that with a straight face. Like, they are not the same deck. Come on. Here we go. It's not. I know you think it is, but it's not. Yeah, I mean, we can all agree. I think we can all agree that Violent Outburst is not healthy for the format. even as an avid Rhino enjoyer, I think Violent Outburst. I think the format would be a lot better off without Violent Outburst. I don't really think that's that hot of a take. This hand has turn 2 Griselbrand, by the way. Do you see it? Chat, do you see it? Type a 1 in the chat if you see it. Any take I have is hot. Ooh woo. Ooh woo. Preordain. Dude, I want to play more with this Cauldron card. Thank God we're not playing its Living End. Alright, can you beat a turn 2 Griselbrand opponent? Oh wait, no, I don't have enough mana. I need 1 more mana. I can't count. I have turn 3 Griselbrand. Sorry, my bad. Alright, I'll just play this. For some reason I thought I had 1 more mana. I can't count. I guess I'll exile their Preordain. The sick part about Cauldron, it's like, it's a combo piece, but it's also just randomly graveyard hate. It's so sick. I mean, if they're holding up counter magic, maybe I should just... It's possible I should just make a token instead. That's the coward line. We don't make the coward line here. What's funny is if they have Bolt, if they don't have a counter spell and they have Bolt instead, if they go to Bolt the Asmo, I can just respond, put a counter on it, and then also draw 7, and it counters their Bolt. I'm not going to main phase this because they can Bolt in response, so I'll just wait. Yeah. I mean, if they just keep holding up their mana, that's fine. I just won't tap this. I'll just leave up the activation until they eventually tap out. They can't hold up mana forever. Yeah, just the threat of the activation is good. And it seems like they know. They didn't use their mana last turn. That doesn't really matter. Everything is fine. Ooh, I could even maybe force action here if I discard the second Soul Cauldron, which I probably will do. That seems fine. So now they need 2 bolts. Because they kind of have to bolt in response to not lose the shadow. But if they only have 1 bolt, they can't do it now. Because, again, they still have the threat of the Cauldron. Alright, well. I guess there's no reason to end step this. I'll just untap. Draw card's fine. Stop. Stop. That was a good draw step. Stop. Okay, we'll make a homie. Probably get Shadowspear. I could get more food, I guess. Yeah, more food's probably better. Discard Daredevil. Yeah, again, I just never have to tap the Cauldron. Make a food. Make a food. Just doing this all now. Might as well. Kill Shadow. Attack for 3, put them to 9. We are vibing. Lots and lots of game objects. You think we have enough? I feel like we need more game objects. Need more game objects. How close are they to Delirious? They have creature, artifact, land. Okay. So they're 1 type off. Instant or sorcery. So many rectangles. Need more. What's up, Warlock? Thank you for the follow. Rectangles. What do we got? Space Panda. I have a lethal construct token. How will you proceed? And see, like, now they're in this horrendous spot where they have to kill the construct, but, like, the Asmo is also lethal. They can't ever use removal on the Asmo because then they just Cauldron in response. Like, there's so many things that they just, like, have to deal with. I don't know if we can lose this game. So they're probably going to push the construct. I mean, I'll respond. It's also sick that we drew the Bowmaster, because now we're going to see that interaction come up, where we can just play Bowmaster and then have a Griselbrand. Chat, it's happening. It's happening. We're doing the thing. Bowmaster jump scare. It doesn't do anything. Oh, it will. You'll see. You'll see. Okay, bolt resolves. Now what? Oh, Doomwake wins, huh? You didn't want to let me draw 7 cards? Why not? Why won't you let me draw 7 cards? Opponent, come back. Yeah, I got scammed. Alright, Fatal Push coming in. Don't want anything else. I think the Haywire Mite's probably bad. Don't want Spellbomb. I could bring in Pyrite Spellbomb for their Bowmaster. I don't know if that's worth it. Yeah, I know, that's what Spike was doing. I think Shieldred's probably a little bit too clunky. Like, just casting it for 4 mana is kind of sketch. And I'd much rather be a lower curve deck. And I really like the addition of both Finale and Emrakul. Because, like, you just have, like, the turn 1 Cookbook, turn 2 Goryo's Emrakul draws. Or even, like, Goryo's Griselbrand is still fine. And then Finale makes your Asmo plan a lot better. So I think I like this configuration more than playing the, like, the Borborygmos stuff. It's cuter, for sure. It's definitely better for content. But I think this is, like, as a cohesive and functioning deck, I think this is just a little bit better. What about a split up Beseech and Shelly over the Street Wraith? It's a card I now loathe. No, I think Wraith is good. So the reason I like Wraith in this particular version is, with Cauldron, it's much more important to play Asmo on turn 1. Like, imagine cycle Wraith, play Asmo, turn 2 Soul Cauldron, exile Wraith, have a 4/4. And that also gets your Asmo at a bolt range as early as turn 2. Now, granted, they can still bolt your Asmo on turn 1, but, like, if they go land cantrip, now they can't bolt your Asmo, and that's huge. So I kind of like that angle. And, like, again, just, like, playing more to the board early is so much better with Cauldron, because the more stuff you have in play, the more threatening that it makes future Cauldrons. It's kind of the idea. Like, Cauldron's not good in a deck that's just full of 3s and 4s. Because you're going to play Cauldron on 2, and it's not going to have any impact. It's not going to be threatening, right? What are you threatening at that point? Like, you want to have stuff already in play to make the future Cauldrons better. Chicken Nugget, thank you for the Prime sub. I appreciate that. I'm doing good. Doing good. No thanks, I have no imagination. No thoughts, head empty. Just cast Living End. You think that's how Living End players feel? It's probably how Rhino players feel too, though. Have I played Living End? Maybe like once or twice. You see, I'm a real boomer, and I played a lot of Living End back when it was Jund. Does anybody remember Jund Living End? With, like, fucking main deck Beast Withins and stuff. We call that the old school Living End. I played that deck, but I haven't played a lot with like the Zoomer. I guess we'll call it Zoomer Living End. Yeah, Deadshot Minotaur, Pale Recluse, Jungle Weaver. Yep, 4 main deck Fulminator. You know it. You absolutely know it. Yep. It was basically just Jund Ponza. It was like if you went to a rich party and the people at the rich party were playing Ponza, they'd be playing that deck. It's like sophisticated Ponza, you know. Fulminator with the scam package. I'm kind of surprised that none of the scam players have adopted Fulminator. Like, Undying Evil your Fulminator, sacrifice it, blow up your land, sacrifice it, blow up your land, seems like a really powerful play. But, like, I guess the argument is that Blood Moon doesn't really affect you because you're a 2-color deck that has a bunch of basics and talismans. Or, a bunch of basics. I'm thinking of, like, talismans against Tron, but... So Blood Moon doesn't affect you, and I think it's maybe slightly more impactful. I came back to Modern right after Horizons 1, played Jund Living and it got destroyed, made the blue version the next week and undefeated. Yeah, I mean, Force of Negation's a hell of a card. I mean, that lineup of Violent Outburst on your turn with Force of Negation backup is just disgusting. It's so gross. And I think that's what makes the Cascade deck so offensive. They didn't take the Bowmaster? Do they have like a Stern Scolding? I'm just gonna main phase it. Why didn't they take Bowmaster? Maybe they have their own? And they're just okay with Ragavan dying? Okay, so that kind of tells me that they have a Bowmaster but not a Bolt. And they can't really kill the Asmo. That's kind of what the vibe that I get if they choose to take Finale over Bowmaster. Or Spell Snare? Yeah, well, now that they've tapped out, they definitely don't. Well, also, if they had Spell Snare, they could just snare this, right? Some people advocate for the instant Cascade ban to avoid Cascade being cast on end step. Yeah. I really do think that a Violet Outburst ban would make the format a better place. They could take Vengeance. Well, I don't have a discard outlet, right? But I guess the Vengeance could be scarier if I find a discard outlet. They also might just have oh, okay, that's why they don't care about the Vengeance. That makes a lot of sense. That was, like, easily the best draw in my deck. Not even close. Not even close. I think they have their own Bowmaster. Kind of screwed either way if they do. Oh, I should have played the Cauldron first. Yeah, that was a mistake. I should have played Cauldron first. If I pre-combat Cauldron and they have Bowmaster, I could put a counter in response. Easy fix, they already dislike the mechanic. Change the ruling on Cascade to require the correct timing conventions. When you say correct timing conventions, what do you mean by that? All access token ends in 37 minutes. Would they bow in response to casting Cauldron? Yeah, I guess that's true, but maybe they would like maybe they mess up a little bit. But yes, that's a good point. They would just bow in response to this being cast. Yeah, that wouldn't really make any sense. Sorceries can only be played at sorcerer speed if cascaded into. Yeah, I mean that just ruins the entire deck. I think that, like, okay, hear me out, right? If you have a Living End or a Rhino stack, but your only cascade spells are Ardent Plea and Shardless Agent, I think that's fine. Because you have to commit to it on your main phase, and it turns off Force of Negation fighting over your cascade spell. I think I'm okay with that. What I'm not okay with, I meant to exile the Ragavan, that was a mistake. What I'm not okay with is, like, the whole hold up Force of Negation and stuff. You know, like, that stuff, that's just kind of ridiculous, you know? Okay, and I'm going to hold this back to block Ragavan. It's kind of the same outcome. No, not at all. So, at least from what I'm understanding, Bigufta, and what you're saying, is that if you make the timing restrictions such that you can't play sorcery speeds at instants, that means even if you play Shardless Agent, like, it's kind of like the Teferi thing, where you wouldn't be able to cast, you wouldn't be able to Shardless into Footfalls if there's a Teferi in play, right? That's at least like what I'm getting at, or that's what I'm understanding what you're saying. But maybe I'm, like, misunderstanding it differently. Maybe it's just like you can cast sorceries on your turn, just not on your opponent's turn. Sure. Okay. I kind of understand it now. Is the discussion trying to change the rules to fix rhinos? Yeah, we got into a discussion about whether or not we should ban Violent Outburst. I really do think the format would be a much better place if you banned that card. No, Mana Trader should have him for me, Curd Bros, but thank you, I appreciate it. You don't make me who I am. think I want to trade Bowmaster for Ragavan. Does Cascade into Beans turn your mind on Violent Outburst? No, no. Dude, that deck was so bad. I mean, I don't know. I just never wanted to bring in the Beans. Not a single time. There was never an instance that I wanted to bring in the Beans. Sure. Ping. Okay. Only true egregious card right now, I think, is Grief. I don't know. I think you could argue that Violent Outburst is. I mean, it's like the Cascade decks aren't being dominant right now. They're definitely showing up in the metagame, and they're definitely a player. They're not nearly as dominant as Scam. Or perhaps they just want to make a lot of money. And they knew that if they made the rings super broken, they would sell a lot of packs. Selling packs is nice. Yeah, aren't they coming with the second wave of Lord of the Rings stuff? Is it like a holiday season thing? Yeah, and that's the thing, right? If like, I understand if you make the ring such that the card is not playable, then, you know, you don't sell a lot of packs, and it's kind of a feel bad because it makes the set feels like a letdown. But like, there's got to be a middle ground between unplayable and what it is now. Like, there's something there in that space, you know. It doesn't have to be as good as it is. We play Megatog with Cauldron. I don't know what Megatog is. Is it based? Dude, I feel like I'm just gonna get shit on this game. I mean, I guess we just go here. Done. Search this. Play Get Book. And hope to not die, I guess? I mean, this is like as good as it gets against them. Still don't really feel like we're in a winning position. It's ATOG, but higher CMC and +4/+4. So you want to play that with Cauldron, just to, like, sack all the extra food. Too cute. I mean, the thing about Griselbrand and Emrakul, the reason that we're playing those as our fatties is because we're playing Goryos. And, like, Griselbrand is good with Cauldron, but it also still is just very good with Goryos. Not in this deck, just in a deck. Is this actually lethal or like kind of half lethal? I don't think it's actually lethal. Or maybe it's Xaxes. No, because they don't have mana to use the double strike land, right? So I think we take 10. Yeah, I don't think we're quite dead. I don't know how the hell we get out of this, but I don't think we're dead. Vesuva. What 2 lands can they get that would give them 4 mana plus a Sunhome activation? If they get Vesuva copy Sunhome, they can only get 1 other land, which would generate 2 mana. 2 Vesuva. Still not enough. They copy Garrison, and they copy Sunhome. The Sunhome is in play already. Do you think Through the Breach has fallen far enough versus the power level of Modern to no longer be worth pairing with Goryos? I think the biggest problem with Through the Breach is Solitude. Like, at least with Goryos, you make them have Solitude, like, on turn 2. But the thing about Through the Breach is it gives them a lot more opportunities to find the Solitude. And it's, like, not that great. Not as good against Spell Pierce. I don't know. Just there's a lot of problems with Through the Breach. I don't necessarily think that power level is something that's holding it back, because the card is powerful. Like, you do win the game when you do Breach Emrakul stuff. It's just that, you know, the decks have a lot more time to set up by turn 5. What's up, Nick? Alright, what's our best draw here? What is the one card that we can draw to potentially get us out of this mess? I don't really think there is one, right? I guess Goryos, yeah. Goryos would do it. It's probably only Goryos. Okay, that... No, that doesn't matter, right? Because I have 5 mana. So I can go Finale... Yeah, okay. So Goryo's still lethal. Goryo's still lethal. Goryo's, please. I mean, it's not lethal. They get to keep 2 permanents. That is not a Goryo's. And we know they have a land in hand. Is there any way I can kill both? Can I get 4 food in play somehow? Finale for 2. 3 mana left over. Play the book. I think I can only get 3 food, right? Well, we can kill Titan, but we're just dead to what we know. They have a bounce land in hand, so they just go play bounce land, deal us 6, pick it up, play bounce land, deal us 6. I guess I can kill the Dryad, but then they just go Titan. I guess we can hope they don't have another blue source if I kill Dryad. No, because they just double strike Titan, right? We can make 2 food, because I can go 2 mana for Finale, Asmo, get book, play book, use book, play second Asmo, play second book. I can get 3 food, but I'm 1 food short to be able to kill both. Is there a better Finale target? I can't imagine there is. I can get a Bowmaster. No, it's just Bowmaster Asmo. Yeah, I think I'm 1 food short. If they didn't have Boseiju for Cookbook, I would have actually been fine. Because then I would go make a second food, right? Make a second food, Finale for Asmo, get a book, make a third food, play third Asmo, play book, make a 4th food, kill both, and then we'd be fine. But the Boseiju killed us. Is 11 life enough? No, because they have 2 Valakutes, so they can deal us 12. Bounce land, deal 6, bounce land, deal 6. We knew they had a bounce land. Alright, Necromentia. Probably want Thoughtseize, probably want Boseiju. Probably want Haywire Mite. I might want Spellbomb. I think this probably is not a good Bowmaster matchup. We can trim a Wraith, trim a Devil. Maybe cut the Shadowspear. Let's try it like that. You don't think there's enough mana to go to 11 life and kill something? Well, instead of making the 3rd food, which only requires 2 mana, because it would require 3rd Asmo and 3rd Cookbook, I can use that 2 mana to crack the... Oh, but I can't make the 3rd food and crack it. Yeah, you're right, yeah. I mean, this hand is turn 1 Asmo with Ovalchase. I think I have to keep this. I know it's missing a 2nd land, but it could also just draw an Emrakul and be fine. Bow counteracts Colossus. Yeah, but they don't usually go for Colossus in this matchup, I think. Street Wraith is a land Kappa. It is. It just, like, you know. If you squint hard enough, Street Wraith is definitely a land. You have to squint really, really hard, though. Hey, that's a good draw. I actually think I'm going to play Cookbook on 1 now. Yeah. Now I'm going to play Cookbook. What do I think about 4-color control? I think the deck is very good. I will never play it, though, but it is a very, very good deck. Just not something that I'm, like, super interested in playing. Alright, land? Not a land. I guess we can just do Asmo things. Get the last book, and pass the turn. Think you should have played Asmo still? No, there's no way. The upside of drawing a land there and just going Goryo's Emrakul is so high. I think you have to play the Cookbook there. And, like, the Cookbook enables the Asmo next turn anyways, so I guess I'm missing out on 3 damage. But if I draw a land, they just lose the game, you know? And even now, it's, like, not even that bad. Thoughtseize plus Asmo should mean that I'm not going to die next turn. Yeah, see, their hand sucks. They don't have T-West. I guess they can Saga for map for T-West, but then they don't have blue mana. Faced a really sick-looking Esper Asmo Saga deck featuring Violent Echo of Aeons. Interesting. Violent Echo of Aeons. I'm assuming they also had Bowmaster. Would Shelly be good here? I guess Shelly is somewhat interesting because you can Goryo's Shelly. But then, like, I don't know. I kind of want to play I kind of would want to play the Borborygmos at that point too, and then we can have our opponent's Pithing Needle Borborygmos. All right, like another amulet. Interesting they didn't go for map for T West. Copy amulet, sure. What's their plan? Their plan is play Saga. All right. Sure. This Emrakul about to go hard when I draw land, though. And even if they drew Endurance, we know 3 of their cards are not green, so they can't Endurance us. I mean, I'll draw land eventually. I will draw land eventually, chat. Surely, right? I can't go the entire game without drawing a second land. Asmo kind of clears, though. This card just solos Titan. It's so good. Winning on 1 land. I mean, unless they find Dismember, they can't really beat this card. They have to kill it. The only way they can, like, power through Asmo is if they have, like, triple or quad Titan, and we're getting to the point where we're going to have enough food to kill 4 Titans. I guess if they drew Titan, they can triple. They probably can triple Titan this turn, right? Yeah. Well, I thought they would get Needle off of the first Saga, but they didn't get Needle off of the last Saga. So I don't know. Maybe they don't have it. Asmo, Bowmaster, Emery, Narset, Teferi. Yeah, this looks sweet. Looks really cool. Dryad. Sure. So we know 3 of their cards still. They played Snow-Covered Forest. No, they picked up the Forest. Okay. So we know 2 of their cards. Just make a token. I think I'm not. I'm just gonna ignore the token. Now they have Endurance up, hardcast. Alright, make a food. Yeah. They do have Endurance mana. No reason to use the Asmo end of turn. I'll just wait. Alright, can I draw land? There we go. I mean, I'm going to go for it. I think come here to not go for it. Discard Emrakul. Trigger on the stack. Do you have the Endurance? Did you draw Endurance? Easy. Goryo's jump scare. Goryo's mentions Emrakul. No way! Alright, what do we got, opponent? What is in your hand? Show me your secrets. Our opponent has conceded from the game. Cool. Alright, sick. Game 3. You're dead. We could bring a defense grid to prevent their Endurance from being cast. Yeah, the line was always top right. We have a bit of a top right situation. This deck's so cool. I love this deck. What's up, Rosie? How are you today? I'm good. I'm always vibing, you know. Always good vibes. Yeah, I don't know how I feel about this hand. It's turn 3 Necromentia. Is turn 3 Kek any good? The line is go to discard, and then cast Necromentia on turn 4? That doesn't seem like the line. Like, is Necromentia by itself good enough on the draw? Because this hand has nothing else. I'm not discarding the hand size. If I draw a cookbook, this hand's nuts. But I think there's too many ways that it goes bad. I'm gonna mull this. Okay, well, this is just the actual nuts. Good mulligan, chat. Good mulligan. I would classify this hand as better. I think this one's an upgrade. I may not go for it on turn 2, just because of endurance. I might Thoughtseize first. Let's see what they do. Judging your first event tomorrow. Let's go. Hope it goes well. Is it modern or is it sealed? Hamlet. Hamlet of Vigor. Modern, thank goodness. Yeah. Do you know that some stores pre-register pools for sealed RCQs? I think I saw Slater post that on Twitter the other day. It seemed kind of wild to me. If they have another growth chamber, they can transmute West this turn. It's pretty good for them. I know, but it's like, it seems wild to do for an RCQ. I know they do it for like Grand Prix and larger events like that, but I've never seen it done for an RCQ. Like, I think in a general sense, pre-registering pools is good. It's almost, I guess it is higher up than FNM. It's not like doing it for, just a random local event or something. Yeah, can we get some 07s in the chat for Grand Prix? I miss Grand Prix. Oh, somebody get the copy pasta for Jared. Do we have the amulet copy? Anybody have the amulet copy pasta handy? I'm gonna Google it. We got the Mycosynth Gardens. Alright, I will put a Griselbrand into my graveyard. So, with Gardens, how likely am I to die next turn? Like, what would they need to kill me? So they draw to 5 cards in hand. They play Gardens down to 4, tap the Growth Chamber, use the blue mana to copy the amulet, play Grazer down to 3, no mana floating, bounce land 4 mana, and then they would still need either an Azusa. No, it would need Azusa, right? Dryad's not good enough, because Dryad down to 1 mana, replay bounce land up to 5 mana. Grazer Explore Titan. Yeah, they could do Explore. But basically, they would need like a perfect 5-card hand, right? Well, I mean, I'm gonna cast the Goryos, because we know one of their cards is not a green card for Endurance. And if they have green card Endurance, that means they have like nothing left, and I'm okay with that. We can hold Boseiju. Yeah, I mean, this line is risky for sure. This is definitely the risky line. But, like, I think it's so unlikely that I die next turn that I'm okay with it. I just want to find an Emrakul. Yeah, there we go. Now we can stop. So, what is the perfect 7-card hand? Perfect 7-card hand is... We have to keep Goryo's Emrakul. I want to keep Asmo Thoughtseize. And then we can keep Saga, probably, as our land drop. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We get 2 more cards. Probably Boseiju after that. Another book. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It looks pretty good, right? Just ditch the Cauldron. I mean, we know they don't have... They would have Enduranced us if they had it. And the Thoughtseize also prevents Endurance from happening, right? In case they have removal for book. Well, that's why I'm keeping a second book, right? Yeah, we're keeping the second book. We're good. I think I'm good with this. Wait, hold on. There's no reason not to do this, right? Because I'm just going to lose all my cards anyways. Yeah. Just the free food. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Alright, you can go. There's my hand. Don't kill me, please. I definitely could die, but I think it's very, very unlikely from this particular board state. Which is why I'm okay with gambling. Okay, there's the Gardens. This should be the new hand hider. Oh, with the 7 cards. Yeah. Yeah, pretty good hand hider. Alright, I Thoughtseize you. What is your hand? Oh, okay, well. Nothing mattered anyways. Their hand was really bad. Cool. That was fun. Alright, 2-1. Let's go. Well, I mean, sometimes you just open this. Sometimes you just open it all. Counterspell deck. Rude. DRC. Violent Outburst is too much, though. I mean, what, like, somebody get the geometric calculator out. What are the odds of or what calculator? Hypergeometric? I don't know. Whatever kind of calculator you would need to determine the likelihood of this happening. Little Blue Guy, thank you for the tier 1. I appreciate that. Thank you for the sub. The hyper mega math geo mathric ultra super calculator. That's what we're looking for. Somebody get that out. Yeah, anybody got their TI-84 from high school? Could probably figure it out that way. Did I get your perfect 7 almost? Well, I mean, perfect 7 would be Cookbook, Goryo's, Emrakul, plus whatever. The rest don't matter as long as there's 2 lands. Like, there doesn't have to be a specific set of lands, as long as it casts Goryo's on turn 2. Well, thanks, Blue Guy. I appreciate the support. Thank you for the sub. You know, it's people like Lil Blue Guy that allow me to continue to make the content that I do every single day. And you know, I don't say it a lot, but I really do appreciate you guys supporting the channel. It does mean a lot to me. A TI-84 is a calculator. We played Mario Kart on it. Yeah. Hey, I did too. Are we betting on Spellbeers? Well, I'm not gonna go for it. I'm gonna pass. Especially now that I drew that. I could upkeep the Bowmaster. Guess I could have also main phased it. Let's just wait. Be a little patient. Counterparts is such a good band. Any Counterparts enjoyers in the chat? Greater Wave, thank you for the Prime sub. I appreciate that. Thank you for using your Prime sub on me. You could have used that Prime sub on any streamer in the entire universe, and you chose to use your Prime sub on me. I'm honored. Thank you for that. Is it bad I think Bitter Blossom would be fine in Pioneer? I actually don't think Bitter Blossom would be playable in Pioneer. Beyond fine. I think it would suck. I think it would be actively not a good card. Like, imagine you're on the draw and you cast Bitter Blossom on turn 2, and your opponent plays Karn the Great Creator on turn 3. It's like, we're just not even playing the same format. What are we doing here? Why are we doing this? Okay, well, I can no longer play her on Spellbeers, I think. Yeah, I think I can no longer play her on Spellbeers. They simply will just not have it, right? They could also have Force. Well, this is good. That's not a Spellbeers. BBT, wow. Thank you for the Prime sub. Wow. Definitely not a Spellbeers confirmed. We're on a hype train, chat. Thank you for the hype train. What is a Prime sub? Is that some secret way to subscribe to your favorite streamer for free? As a matter of fact, it is. I thank you for asking. I'm so glad you asked. Oh, the scam train has arrived. All right, what do we want against Murktide? Fatal Push, good. Could bring in Thoughtseize for their counter spells. Chalice, no good. I think we have too many wands. Too many wands. See, like, I don't really love Defense Grid against... Okay, I think Defense Grid is certainly good against counter spells. My issue with is Defense Grid against decks that have early pressure and counter spells. Because there's going to be spots where you mulligan to Defense Grid and they just go like Ragavan into Darcy, and you have a card that effectively does nothing because you're taking your entire turn off to cast it while you're already under pressure. So I think this is better against like the slower decks that have counter spells, like Blue-White Control and stuff like that. But I don't think it's actually good against Murktide. I do think Spellbomb is okay. What do I cut, though? Guess we can cut all the Street Wraiths. Bring in another answer to Blood Moon? I don't know how much I care about Blood Moon. I kind of care about it. Let's play one Thoughtseize. I think that's fine. I think the first Thoughtseize has upside. Absolutely not. OZ Card Shop. Thank you for the tier 1 sub. Appreciate that. So this hand has everything but the cookbook. We got a cycle with the Spellbomb, though. I'll keep it. I don't think I need double black, and I'd rather keep this if they have Blood Moon. Bitter Blossom sucks in every single format. It's still like $15. Do people play Bitter Blossom in EDH? Not a top tier Prime sub. Seen it in EDH, but rarely. So why is it still $15? $15, little man. Put that shit in my hand. If that money doesn't show, owe me, owe me. Oh, I'm gonna main phase this because of counterspell. Don't snare me, bro. My jungle love. I'm glad somebody got that. I'm glad somebody got that. I gotta watch that movie again. A classic. We're dashing into the army token? Do they have a third Ragavan? It's the only way this would make sense, right? That's why I tapped the Bowmaster, by the way. It's a pretty good draw. Any chance I do it for 2 to get another Bowmaster? No, there's no way. No shot. I don't know why I'm fetching now. Shramp. Just in case they have Moon. Although, they wouldn't Moon me now. They don't have a basic island in play. Secretly fueling their hearse. True. Very, very true. Okay. Alright, 2 cards in hand. What are their leftovers? Surely they have good cards in their hand, right? Surely their hand is just not a third Ragavan. If we find Boseiju, we can do it all. Because Boseiju costs 1. I guess even if it costs 2, then we still would have the drum. I mean, I don't know. Maybe this attack is loose. It is pretty likely they have a Ragavan, so maybe I could leave back the Bowmaster. That's fine. Do this now while the hearse is tapped. Tap the hearse for no reason. Yeah, I mean, I could have Emrakul there, but it would die on their end step. Yeah, see, they did have a third Ragavan. They don't want to dash it, though. Just kind of strange. I guess they want to hold up Counterspell. Makes sense. I don't know, though, because, like, is Counterspell even doing anything? Because they already have Goryo's on lockdown with the hearse, and they can't counter Saga. I feel like they were maybe supposed to dash there. I'm just going to pass. Pre-combat discard Daredevil, try to bait hearse activation. I guess I could. That'd be kind of a cheeky play. Or I could do an end phase, and maybe they bite. Lightning Bolt the Bowmaster into my Asmo activation. Okay, I'm gonna respond and do this because if I let the Bowmaster die and then discard Daredevil, they get to eat 2 things with hearse. But now if they want to use the hearse, they only get to eat 1 thing. They do eat the hearse, that's fine. Make a food. Bowmaster dies, that's okay. I'm just gonna kill the Ragavan. I guess they probably have Murktide, but now if they tap out for Murktide, they're dead, so I'm okay with this. Okay, no Murktide. But now we can trade this Goryo's Vengeance for the Unlicensed Hearse, which was something that we weren't going to be able to do before if they just left the Hearse untapped. And we can also pay for Spell Pierce if they have that. Okay, as expected, that's okay. Play a book. Pass the turn. Attack for 3. So if their last card is Murktide, they can only make a 6/6, which is perfect. Because Asmo deals 6 damage. Old school players just collect the place that they keep in their binders for the day it returns. What, Bitter Blossom? Basically, yeah. They're waiting. You know, they're just waiting, surely, you know, sitting there with their copium tank next to them. One day, guys, these Bitter Blossoms, just you wait. It's gonna be like the old days. Just price memory, yeah. They not hit a land? They exile the Murktide. Cool. That's actually important because it makes it so I can exile a spell and make the Murktide a 6/6. I can also eat a Ragavan to make my Asmo a 4/4. So if they have Bolt, they kind of have to do it now. Although, if they have Bolt, we don't have much left. I actually have nothing left. Alright, I'm not going to activate the Cauldron now, I think. This is weird, though. If I don't activate Cauldron, their Murktide's actually kind of scary. I mean, there's no way they have Bolt, right? If they had Bolt, they would have bolted the Asmo before the Cauldron. So I don't think I can put them on Bolt. Yeah, I don't think I can put them on Bolt. So I just have to make sure their Murktide's only a 6/6. Okay. Well, that sucks, because now they can find land Murktide. I mean, honestly, it's not that bad. We can just race, right? We take 1 hit, then we put them to 3, we take a 2nd hit, and then we could even crack a food to win the race. So we still probably win this race. Unless they find Bolt this turn. Okay, there's the Murktide. Question is, do I want to make a food? Making a food here is good if I draw exactly Daredevil. No, because they have Hearse, right? So I should just not make a food here. So I think this time I'm supposed to main phase Cauldron so they can't respawn in bolts. Right? Yeah, main phase Cauldron. Yeah, they can't bolt me. I have a lethal Asmo, which means they can't attack, and now I can just start making food. Bitter Blossom busted and WOE limited. Did they put Bitter Blossom in the bonus sheet? I didn't know that. That's kind of cool. What's the most broken bonus sheet card in that format? Whoa, they're attacking. That's aggressive. Okay, what do you have? Gotta have something. Most broken is Necro. Oh, fuck, I didn't know Necro was in here. It's kind of insane. So, I know it looks weird, but I'm killing end of turn, because if they set up Delirium on their turn, they can use it to crew the Hearse. So I think killing on their end step is good. That's also kind of insurance. If they, like, play a creature at instant speed. Well, no. That was dumb. I shouldn't have played the Haywire Mite. What do they have? Oh, okay. Weird. I guess they just have nothing. Anyways. Alright, 4-1 prediction. What do they have? Oh. Alright, chat, Gamba's up. Get it twisted. Get it twisted. The heart of the storm is nowhere near us, but I think it's just going to create some really bad wind. Right, yeah. It's going to hit the Cape the worst. Okay, this hand's fine. They molt the 5. Do we have a Tron gamer? Any Tron gamers? Takes a sharp left turn into us. Don't say that. They molt the 4. Alright. See, I gotta make a meme. Every single time your opponent mulligans to 4, just, like, have this face of regret, you know? Like, you just know that they're playing Tron. Chat, spam aware. Can we get some awares? Every single time they mull the 4, that's just me. I'm gonna drive to the Cape to do a Storm live stream. Don't do that, please. Gonna drive to the Cape and then take a boat into the ocean to go into the middle of the storm and then do a Storm live stream. That sounds like a really good idea. Surely nothing can go wrong. Oh, Amulet player, okay. Alright. It's some Dexter shit? Yeah. Dude, man, I never watched the newest season. I stopped when they, I didn't, whatever the most recent season was, I haven't seen it yet, so don't spoil it for me. I will watch it eventually. But the ending before that I hated that ending so bad. Isn't Stormhunt, is there something a thing in America? Yeah, but it's like, not that you should do that. Do people storm hunt? Yes. Should people storm hunt? I mean, you know, I think you can answer that question for yourself. I cannot make a second food here. That's not good. That is not good. But there's really no way for me to do it, so... yeah. Alright, don't kill me, please. Please don't kill me. Chat, Prage. Prage. Believers, Prage. Okay. Green floating. That's 5 mana. So, second Dryad would do it. Well, second Dryad plus Titan. Oh. Okay, they just have the Huan Ring. It's still bad. But it's slightly more beatable. Because we're not just dead. I'll take an Emrakul. El Huan Ring. Any Emrakuls? Any Emrakuls? You can almost Finale for Emrakul. Not exactly. I guess I'll just kill this now. Do I, or do I save it for a Titan? What's the math work out like this? Like, the issue with leaving the Dryad in play is if it lets them play 2 bounce lands, which is plus 4 mana. If I kill the Dryad, they go bounce land, 4 mana, Dryad, 1 mana, bounce land, 5 mana. Yeah, I think it's worth killing the Dryad. I think it has to be. Yeah, I think killing it now is more important. So they need a Zusa plus Titan, a Zusa bounce land Titan, which, I mean, they've drawn 3 cards. They could have that. But there's, like, really nothing I can do about that. Okay. Well, that's annoying, but again, Emrakul still probably wins. And now I can make a 4th food, right? Yeah, I can make a 4th food. So let's go make a food. And 4 food should be good enough. We're at 21. No, I'm not gonna eat a food. I'm just gonna go Finale Asmo, Legend Roll, Play to the Cookbook. And then I have 2 activations. And I feel like 2 activations should be good enough. Because that can kill a Dryad and a Titan. Go. Suffered from ring blindness but recognized the symptoms and avoided saying anything. Ask me anything. Streamer, why no attack? Streamer. Why no attack? Why you no attack? It's reasonable to do 2 It's reasonable to do against 2 amulets will be end step of their turn. Yeah, that's fair. -3 damage. Worried about Colossus? Yeah, Colossus would be a problem. The Losis would be a problem. We'll just try Emrakul. Or Griselbrand. I would take Griselbrand too. That doesn't really do anything. But I guess it makes my Asmo a 4/4. Yeah. 4/4 Asmo, let's go. I guess I'll make the food now, because they know that I have it, so do this so I can have 6. I don't know, that 1 damage could be relevant. It's 1 damage this turn, another damage next turn. Sounds good, JS. Have a good day, buddy. Miss lethal for sure. So they go to 12. They go to 3 counters, and then next turn we attack for 5. They go to 7. They go to 4. Yeah, it doesn't really change the clock that much. Doesn't change the clock that much. Yep, clock. So they have 5. Okay, 2 floating. So I have 3 activations. If I kill this... Okay, let's do math here. So, if I kill Azusa, they have 6 mana, no land drops. And I have 2 activations. Then they play another Azusa. Go to 7 mana, no land drops, kill it, still have an activation. 4, 8... If I let this go, they get 10 mana. I don't think I want to give them 4 mana. 6. Yeah, I think I just don't give them 4 mana here. I'm going to kill it. I don't know if it's right. Although, if they play a second Azusa, I might not kill the second Azusa. We'll see. Okay, well that doesn't matter. That should be fine. Unless they just... If they have natural 3 Titans in hand... They don't have enough to go for Teleria West, though, I don't think. It's 1 Azusa in recent builds. Oh, that's good to know. I didn't know they only had 1 Azusa, but that is good to know. We could die to Colossus here. Oh, that's... Yeah, killing the Azusa does play around them getting to 7 mana for Colossus. That does make sense. Surely they don't just have 3 Titans natural, right? Because we can kill both of these. I mean, they can only haste 2 anyways. So, honestly, it's fine. Right? Because they can only haste 2. Even if they have a 3rd Titan. I think we're still fine. I think we're still okay. I told you, Asmo just solos this deck. The Titan players in chat know how good Asmo is. Oh, that's bad. That's very, very bad. I could kill it, but I think I have to save the Asmo activations for Hasty Titans. So I just have to let them have Colossus, I think. Yeah. Alright, I'm gonna F6 until they start giving stuff haste, then I can un-F6. No, I think I need to save the Asmo activations for Titans. Yeah, I kill the 2 things they haste. We're gonna be here for a while, chap. Get comfy. People comfy. It's gonna get too big to kill. Well, I'm saying, as long as I can kill the creatures they haste and not die this turn, then I can still just draw Emrakul to kill them. Draw another amulet. Yeah, I guess. I guess you're right. Oh, they can also just haste the Colossus now. Yeah, alright, we're dead. So I guess we had to just hope they didn't have the natural Colossus. Yeah, that's fair. I don't think I could have played around that, though. I don't think there was any line that allowed me to play around that. So last time we went out Bowmaster, out, like, 2 Street Wraith, I think, and the Shadowspear? Yeah, that sounds right. I mean, what happens if I Asmo the Colossus there? I have 1 activation left. They can haste. Yeah, it didn't matter what I did at that point. Yeah, there's no way to... I don't think there's a way for me to play around them just having natural Colossus. Because I killed the Azusa at the only possible chance that I had to cut them off of 4 mana. And they still just had enough to get Colossus anyways. Just kind of like nothing I could have done that game. This hand seems fine. So we have turn 2 Finale. Turn 3 we can go like Saga, hold up Boseiju. We can even go Saga, Cauldron, hold up Boseiju. What's up, Hilarious? Dude, that deck was so sweet. I think there's something there. By the way, chat, that was a game they mulled the 4. They mulled the 4 that game. I mean, we lost because they had 2 rings. I do think this matchup is quite good. Last game withstanding. Yeah, they won game 1. They just had natural Colossus. Nothing we could have done about that. Oh. One of these hands, huh? No bounce land, maybe? So, I guess my only plan here is... kill their bounce land and hope they don't have a second one? Because, like, there's no point in fighting over amulets. They're gonna have 2 no matter what. There's 0 reason to fight over amulets. I mean, it's kind of sus that I didn't play the Cookbook. They kind of can figure out that I have Boseiju in hand. Maybe I should have played Cookbook instead of Soul Cauldron. I don't know. I can still Griselbrand next turn, right? No, it is better to play the Cauldron if I'm planning on Boseijuing, because it's a more efficient use of mana. And then I can go next turn Cookbook, discard Griselbrand, activate Cauldron, and still have 3 mana available after drawing 14. And then I can go 3 mana available, 1 to play Cookbook, discard Emrakul, the other 2 to play Goryo. So this is better, for sure. How well positioned do you feel like Questing Beast is right now in main board? Right now in my Rhinos deck, I have 1 main, 1 board. I think we could get fairies to work with 1 or 2 more pieces. I think the card that fairies is missing the most is Spellstutter Sprite. Just like and I talked about this a little bit at the end of the video, Hilarious, but the reason that fairies is not as good as something like Spirits is Spirits has their interaction on their creatures. You have Skyclave Apparition, Spell Queller, Rattle Chains, all of those cards interact with your opponent while applying pressure. The issue with decks like Fairies and Rogues is their interaction is separate from their creatures. So you don't have something that, like, allows you to curve out while still, maintaining that level of interaction that you need. So that's what you're missing. And I don't know what the best way to approach that is. Alright, well, we have to Boseiju this. This is what we signed up for. And they did search for the Rod Farm, so it kind of leads me to believe they don't have another bounce land. Are you saying is play more Urtai? Yeah, but Urtai costs 4 mana, Like, 4 mana is a lot. Yeah, the Spirits deck is just a lot more versatile in what it can accomplish. Yeah, that's fine. They don't have any... Oh, they can float a mana and then copy. Sure, okay. Alright, well, we're going to draw 14 and really hope that we can find an Emrakul and a Goryo's. So... Also, we have to hope they don't have Endurance plus green card, but we can't beat that. There's the Goryos. Any Emrakuls? No Emrakuls. We did find Necromentia, though. Now what? So we know they don't have another bounce land in hand. Yeah, we have Boseiju too. Necromentia is nice, but it's all of my mana. Yeah, that's what I'm not sure about either. Like, it might just be better to, like, cookbook, hold up Boseiju. And that gives me double interaction, right? I would have Boseiju up and an Asmo activation. I could also Thoughtseize, too. I could go Thoughtseize book and hold up Boseiju. The what book? What did you just say? The what book? Yeah, let's just do this. Let's go Thoughtseize Boseiju. Dryad Titan. I honestly think the... No, I guess we'll just take the Titan. The Dryad's not scary. And then hold up Boseiju. Discard a lot of cards here. I did block. Oh, I forgot to discard the cookbook. My bad. We don't need more cauldrons. I don't need any of these shock lands. These fetch lands are bad. Don't really need Finale at this point. Alright, go. Anyone know free all access pass is still working? No, I believe it's over now. Okay, so they play T-West. It's fine. Really hope they didn't draw a ring. That would be unfortunate. I mean, I could have Boseiju the T-West. I really wanted to save the Boseiju, though. So they played the T-West. We know they have Dryad Forest X. Discard Schwamp. It's fine here. Do we want to start making constructs? No, I think I want to Necromentia them this turn. So let's get Haywire Mite. Oh, fuck. Discarding that swamp was bad. Oh, yeah, we can't Necro this turn anyways. Now, this is fine, yeah. Okay, that's fine. Right, we can't Necro this turn. So now we just ring. Yeah, I mean, it's fine, honestly. We kind of wanted to kill the ring anyways. We'll Necro next turn. Play Yep Book. Play another Saga. I don't have enough mana to crack food, draw 7, and find Emrakul. I'm 1 mana short of that. I could have maybe cracked food, drawn 7 before playing Book, and then I would have had 4 mana. But now we just pass. We just pass with, like, infinite Asmo activations up and Boseiju. I don't think we can really die this turn. Start making tokens. Yeah, we have a lot of artifacts. The Triad doesn't matter. So we don't know their last 2 cards. What's up, Torboard? Yeah, I guess we could just make a token here. We can also exile the... We can exile the Haywire Mite to put a counter on the construct, and then have the construct with the Haywire Mite ability. I don't think I want to make a food here. Yeah. No, we can discard the backup Goryos. That's fine. I'll make 1 food. We go untap. 13. They're very close to dead, aren't they? So 9, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. Yeah, they're just dead this turn. Okay, cool. Yeah, we could go make 3 food, make a construct, fetch Haywire Mite, activate Cauldron, and Boseiju the Dryad. So they were dead that turn. That was cool. We drew 14 cards with our Asmo on turn 3, right? Or turn 4. No, it was turn 3, wasn't it? Maybe it was turn 4. I can't remember. That was sick. That's what we're supposed to do. Soul Cauldron's a hell of a card. That card is super sick. There's probably a lot more stuff to do with it too. I feel like we haven't even scratched the surface on that card. I'm not really a finance guy. I have no idea. Sand's not very good. Opponent kept 7, so we're dead. Whoops, hold on. This is my 6. Is this hand even good if I draw a way to cast Asmo? I think so. I think it's better than going to 5. Yeah, I think it's better than going to 5. Alright. Kill me. I mean, they kept 7, so I'm probably dead anyways. Yeah, if I can cycle into a land that casts Asmo, I think it's good. That's like the worst draw in the deck. Dealer? Please, please. How about a Griselbrand? Keck, Griselbrand. I guess we have to play the Saga. Go. Worst draw in the deck? Probably, yeah. I know. The believers wanted me to go to 5, but winning on 5 against a 7-card amulet hand is just impossible. It's like Tron keeping 7. You just know you're dead. Are they playing 68? Wait, I just realized. Why do they have 68 cards? What's going on there? Hello, amulet players? Why do they have 68 cards? What's going on there? But why? Force, huh? Alright. Fine. All access? True. They pitched Colossus. What was the last song? The last song was New Plagues by LMTF. Nice. Nice, I have no mana. Cool. You can go. Maybe their hand sucks. Okay. One of these days, guys, I'm going to draw a mana source. One of these days. Come on, man. I did ask for a mana source.
Actually, that is a mana source.
True, I didn't specify. I mean, I asked earlier for a fetch land. Alright, well, turns out, I guess I should have went to 5. Okay. There's still a chance, even though I can't Thoughtseize them this turn. Still a chance. Not really, but, you know. We could pretend. Could fetch Mite. Oh, actually, we can Griselbrand next turn, can't we? We can end of turn, activate Cauldron, untap, float mana, fetch Mite, and then draw 7. I mean, if we get a turn, we're probably dead this turn. I don't think we're getting a turn. Alright, you win. Good beats. Should've went to 5. That should be a good matchup, too, I think. Their deck is just, like, incapable of defeating an Asmo. But we did not mulligan appropriately. Cool deck, though. I like it a lot. I don't know exactly what I would change. Like, maybe the 4th Finale is kind of clunky. I could see shaving a Finale. I could see maybe the 4th Bowmaster, maybe make that swap. Kind of maybe could also shave an Emrakul. And the reason you would cut an Emrakul before Griselbrand, even though Emrakul is better with Goryos, Griselbrand is, like, really sick with Cauldron. But there's not really a lot I would change. It was a cool deck. Alright, let's pay the doubters. Unfortunately, we pay the doubters. You play Griefs? I guess you probably have enough black card for Griefs. I could see that.